Hello, world around the globe. This is Timothy Green, investment, stock market, and bond school. Let me hit you up on a little something, something. What they talking about? They getting confused. They can't believe. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's a world, a treasure. And you hear how they talking about the market? The market, when the bank break the bond with the market do not discriminate. This is where the broker come in. The question is, when that tightening will come, even if we do get those on the bond this week, if we get a blowout jobs report, if and there's more inflation pressure than on perhaps the bond, the Fed would like to see. Would that actually result in a hike in September? That within discussing earlier how the bar for next month seems quite high. Would they still not pause, wait to see the lagged effects perhaps more, then make a call on November? Which, if you see a person portfolio, I think that, as you said, the bar for a rate hike in September and is fit that description. My sense is, and the money has supposed to went to the bank, and the bank don't have it. We want to see a little bit now. And so if they borrow any money from the bank and the bank borrow money from bank, that's only give that bank credit within that account. But you can't have an account and the account is empty. And the market have already paid. But the bank refuses to pay. And then under the pandemic of the government contract, the amount of money of back payment to law judge's decision, I say they got themselves up in a wee wab because you cannot break because that just puts so much volatility into the underlying numbers that you're using to come up with a prediction. So as the pandemic stuff starts to fade away over time, I think those error bands start to narrow. But it's always at the end of the day, a little bit and your of broker, a guessing game as it relates to the labor market. Notice and as it relates to that if you break this non-farm payrolls, contract some of the other components with the market, specifically the pressure, and you are a banker on wages. We were speaking and it's in the portfolio on in the show about okay. Now tell me, strike activity and union activity, what do you think that's going to supposed to happen? How should we be thinking about when you have and how it relates to the Fed's fight against inflation? On the stock and the Dutch in terms of S&P, unions and things of that nature. I want to say that I don't remember the number off the exact off the top, but I want to say the percent of the labor force that's unionized today is 6%. I can go on and on, but I'll be giving you too much. It's a much smaller sort of because in the treasure box, they trying to jump around the loop. It's a marginal sort of effect, but it's no loop to jump around. But the thesis, the thinking from Citi says that this is more just an indication of the different banks account seeing in labor, which is why we're with your Social Security number in it. And in theory, that goes beyond union. And that's a good point. I mean, obviously the labor market is very, very every bank across the globe to push for higher wage gains. And the company started making money, and they don't think it's a problem with the market. Is that the labor market is tight, but anything that we've seen right now, whether you're looking at and it begins to drop and drop every time it makes the money. Whether you're looking at average the money don't belong to them because that's the money it collecting up the. And the industry is collecting. But that said, and then when it collect, it can't collect no more. It drops to rock bottom. That's why I always say high under zero is not good. Understand what I'm saying? Because if you are a banker and on your portfolio, JP Morgan is one of your portfolio on there.
one of the top bankers. I will give you more, but can't give it all away. And you have commercial bank with other amount of money in that you want to touch by $1,000. Then you have other bank where they just switch your account to another bank and they start taking money out of your account like as well. But understand, when you in the market, in the investment, it tells them. And when you have the market as one of your investment, let me tell you the trick to this, since you want to know.
Do you go for the 3-hour round trip commute every day to get more house?
When the bank decided to take this money,
S&P futures at -5, down 0.1%.
the bank
This is Bloomberg
broke the
surveillance
contract with the
John Farrell,
market.
preparing for a momentous 9 o'clock hour. Kaylee, I look at the
When
data,
you have
and
a
I would suggest
broker,
there's been a shift in the last half hour. Yields are up
the broker
5.03%.
argue
On the 2-year, the 10-year, 4.22%. Even the real yield gives me a pop.
in your case,
Small moves,
the contract have been broken with the bank, with the market.
More than anything, I'm looking at a resilient
Now, if you don't understand the market,
to that point, Tom, dollar yen,
understand
147.
when you have dollar under the dollar in the
Yeah.
market,
7.19, folks, 145,
and
46,
it
47
begins
is a weaker
to
yen,
pick
and
up
we
all
are,
the
I
money
will suggest
that
quickly
is
that
owed
we're
from the
at
debt that they've been
BOJ
stealing
MOF
and borrowing
intervention into
and
the
had to
market.
put
Well, when you're
back
looking
and
at
try
levels,
to
the highest
erase
we've
the
seen since back
person.
in November of last year, that would
And
maybe
there
suggest
you
that, Tom. Of
have
course, you have the research of the likes of Goldman Sachs with a 155.
the market
What does the BOJ do then? How do you
reading
track that
every
with what they're trying
last
to achieve
portfolio
in the JGB market?
of
We have
idols
Arturo Fujioka out of the Tokyo office with
and reading
and they make clear that there's a
every dollar that it makes
scrapping YCC.
and reading
Short-term yield control of the central bank
every
to a person
bond in the market
we didn't get that from
and reading
Yeah.
That's all you got to say.
the death certificate
Virginia.
that the bank
exactly. I'm thinking
had
about my
broke
housing doom.
with
It's
the
very
market.
distracting.
Huge response, and thank you for
And
your
the
emails.
market
We've seen on Twitter
is
here on
one.
America's housing crisis. I think crisis actually captures it well. Futures
Is in
-4.
charge.
Stay with us. This is Bloomberg surveillance.
And when you break the bond with the market and you're a banker, how much money you have in your bank account now? Well, I think it'll be zero when it hit rock bottom.
We have markets on the move.
Because
sort of a shock here. Up Friday, up Monday. We were up Tuesday.
you
now
cannot
flat market futures. -4, but the VIX says all
take
15
from the
is
hand
more of the constructive,
that
and that's made
feeding
up
you
from the August movers. Here's Kaylee Lund.
in a
Yeah, we got some
deflation.
earnings movers still going, Tom, even as the season largely
Understand
just
what
wound
I'm
down.
saying.
Best Buy, one of the retailers reporting this morning, the shares are up about 2.6%. They are talking about a bottom in that tech demand.
The money
this year.
in
They
the
think
market
the picture is going to improve going forward. More
that
people
every
like Tom Lee
bank
going out to upgrade their
receive
TVs. That stock up 2.6% as a result. Then another one that has really captured my
is
attention.
no longer
Midwest.
theirs.
This is a Vietnamese
See, the
EV
market
startup. It just went public
itself
with a SPAC listing a few weeks ago on
affects
August
every
15th.
market
Since
across
then,
the globe.
it's up something like 700%. This is
And
one
it's
of
going
those
to
wild
pick up
rumors.
and continue
Evidently
because
so.
when you
But
are
what
a
we're writing
banker
about is how this is kind of
and your
evoking memories of
portfolio
other crashes we've seen in
is
stocks
one
that
of the
moved
big
this way.
banker,
Maybe you're starting to see that showing up this morning with the stock down roughly 13%.
it's going to
Market
count
trading. And the final one I wanted to mention, Tom,
your
Zions,
losses,
of course, one of those regional
what
bank
they
players,
have to
down about
pay.
3.5%. We are expecting just over an hour.
Now they don't
from
believe the
Eastern
bank going to
time.
go broke.
The FDIC is going to be having an
Where are
open
people
meeting.
going to hide
They're
their
likely
money?
gonna propose a requirement
Where are
that
people
banks
going to
with
put their
$100 billion
money?
in assets or more issue enough long-term debt to cover capital losses as we continue to see the regulatory response to the failures.
Well,
Came off the bottom. I mean, Zions from 70 down to 25 in the agony of this year. And they bounced up near 40, now 34.90. You've got them under 34 there. And Kaylee, I did a lot of research on Zions out in Jackson Hole, Western Bank.
There you go.
Came out of the $1 million.
But understand, that
right,
green is coming down. That green is collecting the money that is overdue that they have to pay,
and they got this arc of
which
and I could see that as an art display.
it's going to come down and turn into red.
Wow.
The one on the red
Oh, yeah, wait, it's ginormous. It's ginormous.
is already counting down because they under zero.
The home of Zions Bank. We'll look for that.
So if a person decides to say, oh, I see green is up below the zero, it's time to invest. Nah. How many times I told you I had the perfect portfolio?
Sheila, my arch question
zero.
Is, do you change your
high under zero?
Senior managers?
It's not a good investment.
Now at United, Delta, Southwest, all of them, are they not like
what's a good
one
investment?
Or 2 generations ago, where they're actually going to deliver a more?
You got to let it play out. You will get your money. Yes, you will get your money because the market do not discriminate and the market do not cheat. One thing the market does, it reads and counts. So when it reads, when they drop the downfall and count the amount of money that you got to pay back for making a bad investment, okay. But let me say, this is why I say I want to teach you how to make the right investment.
Okay, so to that point, if
understand what I'm saying.
A little bit of a deterioration
I know
in the
they say
power of some of these airlines. Is that to suggest
coming
that
up with this all this, but understand about these engineers. When they talking marketing talk, the head is so swelled up. They look over the small print. They can't look what's right before their eyes. And they're screaming bang, 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 bang. And then they got a portfolio with a picture on it of the person with the perfect portfolio. And they can't put it together. If they see it, they don't want to believe it. And they want to keep looking over it. But let me tell you something about them engineers when they look over it. Every time they look over it and they see it, the market said, okay, I see you. Now the Fed are ready to hike because it done dropped. Because it was right there in your face and you didn't pick up on it. So that percentage has to be added to a percentage of the dollars under taxes.
Pricing not being as strong on the input kind of side, then it's also the
that
question of output
the money
cost,
in the portfolio.
The deal, for example, American agreed
and
to
I have a
with
perfect
its pilots, some of the
portfolio.
cost pressures on the labor side. Also, what we're seeing in terms of energy and fuel costs. What's going to happen to the profitability of these airlines if they have those two dynamics happening simultaneously?
I think that's the concern here. How much does the profitability shrink if pricing is going
But
down?
understand something.
Salaries are going up. American 2 weeks ago announced that their pilot agreement.
When you break the contract with the market and you are a banker,
pretty ambiguous on what those other expenses were. So how does that now affect 2024 costs? And how does that shrink
you break the contract
of these airlines? And that's really why we're not in the sector, as we think. Pricing,
the market across the globe, because them bankers across the globe, it's what the market is all about. Investment, bank from nation to nation to nation, nation to nation to nation. Investment market, investment market, investment market. So where do the markets supposed to go when these people invest their money into the market and the market send it to their bank account,
normal. But Southwest
and
saw 83%, I
the
believe,
bank
the second
decide
quarter, which is relatively low for the
to
highest travel season.
take
So
what's
it
not
depends.
there
It's on certain
someone
markets.
account.
One of the examples they cited is certain
And then
cities in
when
the U.S. There are more work from
the
home.
engineer
You don't need that
wants to
necessarily
look
that
at it,
to a major hub. So that's where you're seeing the softness. But I think international demand and
the
capacity
reading,
is still well below 2019
and it's not
levels.
doing
So
good.
international
It's
and that's
counting
driving the
money
demand and
where
pricing there.
I don't know if
how
you've seen
much
this story,
money
Sheila, but
is
Alex
being
Milson here from Bloomberg with
counting
the only
that is
story
supposed to
that
be
matters
good,
today.
but it's
There's
not
going to
good
be an
because the
adult
money
and
is
child
in the green.
section
It's
on
going backwards.
airplanes. You got to
It's
be
going to
kidding me,
keep going
Sheila.
backwards until
LaGuardia
it
to
turns red,
DFW, there's going to be
and
a
it's going to
children's
continue
section on the
to
airline.
count down,
I
and it's going to
missed it.
continue to count down.
Okay, Sheila, here's your context. This is one European airline, Corendon Airlines, is going to pilot a no-kid area on a 10-hour flight just between Amsterdam and Curacao. You can pay $49 to sit in the exclusive
$49.
adult-only zone.
What do you think, Sheila?
I didn't know that was a coveted route that needed a specialized, section, but good for them if they think that's a niche market.
Sheila, thank you. Sheila Kale.
Yes, it is. Because when you pay for your seat, it had already been priced of which seat you're supposed to be in. And someone else sit in your seat, and you don't sit in your seat. You could have a first class. They have a lower class. Understand? But that higher class is supposed to be a better standard than the lower class. And if you one of them person that in an investment,
I remember talking to Robert Crandall,
and the gas or the mileage that you ride on the plane
and he said
have a
these
lot
guys
to
have
do
new
with what
chief
seat you sitting in.
He said the managers of Delta
And you may not understand it,
really want to keep
but
the
this is how the
going
market,
because that's how you do it.
this is how
You
the
don't
market
put
works.
airlines.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, there's also
and
the
when you're a
question, which
banker
they've received a lot of political backlash for,
and you
delays,
break the
cancellations,
contract with the
having
market,
to refund customers in more instances when they face
you
those kinds of
break
issues.
the
You have
contract
no
with
idea how
all
hard it was for me to get up
investment,
here and join you on this show.
I know,
not just
but
with
DC
one
to New York.
person,
Well, you know, you
with
got to get the
all
surveillance
investment.
app and just cruise up. You can drive up and
All right, I'll talk to
Now,
management about that.
we're going to talk to
my
the data
video's
today,
supposed to
and
be
I'm going to go to
short,
something that Chris Verone brought up.
but I gave
I
you
got
too much.
85.00 on oil. We began Bloomberg Surveillance today, Kaylee, with Chris Verone saying
Gave you a
oil
little too much,
higher. And that really gets my attention in the quiet.
but
$85.
they ain't gonna believe it.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna never see no
looks
money.
like it could be realistic.
So I just
From
move
a
on
Washington
with my life.
perspective, how does that translate
Count
into
my
prices at the
loss,
pump?
Which you could translate
And
to the election.
because it's
Exactly.
way over
Are
a
you
lot of
here
money.
tomorrow?
I will be.
Are we enjoying this? You're not going to leave it?
But as long as they
No,
keep
I'm
it,
just leaving you
they
for
don't
jobs
come
day.
correct,
Okay. Well, yeah.
the
We'll
market
try to stagger
would
forward
never
the
be
jobs day.
right.
Another number we haven't
Hey,
talked about today, the 3-month
it's been a
T-bill off
Timothy
your money market fund,
Green
5.44%.
investment
Bloomberg
stock
Surveillance
market
on radio,
and bond
on
school.
TV. Good morning.
And I'll get back with more.